Okay, welcome back. Here we are with workbook lesson number 4. These thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room. Meaningless. Wow, what a shift to go from glancing around the room and practicing seeing the things that we see as lacking meaning, and now to turn inside and say, my thoughts don't mean anything. Now, that's enough to cause the ego to create an inner riot. How dare you? Because these thoughts are often associated with personal identity and lots of personal meaning. So be gentle with yourself. I'd like you to find a comfortable seat, probably on your cushion, even leaning against a wall. Wall space can be hard to find in some households. And so you could lean against the back of, you can close a door. A door works nicely. You could lean against a sofa or some piece of furniture, perhaps. Sitting comfortably, close your eyes. Now, the lesson starts off like this. Unlike the preceding lessons, these exercises do not begin with the idea for the day. In these practice periods, begin with noting the thoughts that are crossing your mind. So for about a minute or so here, close your eyes, feel into your structure, feel into the support of the wall, and notice the thoughts that cross your mind. Similar to how we glanced around the room applying the idea, you also apply the idea indiscriminately to the thoughts that come up. It says don't try to select good thoughts over bad or vice versa. In fact, I'm reminded of that lovely line from Hamlet where he says there is no right or wrong, but thinking makes it so. So now, having glanced over a number of different thoughts, whether they're quote unquote good or quote unquote bad, you can apply this idea to them. These thoughts do not mean anything. They're like the things I see in the room. With a little humility, a little trust, a little open-mindedness, we can begin to acknowledge their lack of meaning. Okay, open your eyes and shift forward. I'd like you to lie on your back again, have your head supported by your cushion, knees bent, feet on the floor. Open your eyes and just softly, with a soft gaze and a soft, soft focus, take in the things that your eyes behold. And as you close them, say to yourself, Like the things I see in the room, my thoughts are meaningless. Now, you can keep your eyes closed. If you need to glance at the video, you may. We're going to bring the left knee toward the left shoulder and interlock your fingers behind the left thigh, under the calf muscle, close into the seam of the knee. That's it. Keep the right knee pointing up toward the ceiling. Eyes closed, shoulders dropping. Adding just the proper amount of pressure now with your hands and arms to reveal the first bit of sensation in the hip or the groin. Probably in the crease of the hip somewhere you feel a pinching sensation. Okay. Notice that, observe it. Observe your thoughts about that sensation. Any judgment that you might have about that sensation is a thought that has no meaning. This is a fast track to non-judgmental awareness. The ego mind won't like that. Because this non-judgmental attitude is a dissolution of the ego. So we play in this realm, practicing, observing the sensation as an inner thought without any judgment. There's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to accomplish. It's an experience of lasting peace and wholeness. That's what we're revealing to ourselves. Lower your foot slowly to the floor. Any sensation that comes with the release is also certainly available for critique, but we won't critique it, we won't judge it, we'll just notice it, always moving according to the feedback. Bring the right knee, fingers interlock behind the thigh, under the calf. Different hip, different story, different history here. Acknowledge it. Minus the judgment. So the lesson says, it advises, in selecting the subjects for the application of today's idea, the usual specificity is required. Do not be afraid to use good thoughts as well as quote-unquote bad thoughts. None of them represent your real thoughts, which are covered up by them. The good ones are but shadows of what lies beyond, and shadows make sight difficult. The quote-unquote bad ones are blockages to sight and make seeing impossible. You do not want either. Now the sight that it's talking about is Christ's vision. It's seeing with, metaphorically, it's seeing with the eyes of Christ, healed and whole. So for now, we simply recognize the obstacles to that. So even the good thoughts, even the positive thoughts are blockages to real vision. Lower your foot to the floor. That's it. Good. Now, bring your arms out into a T shape, palms up toward the ceiling. And reach fingertip to fingertip. Spread the thumbs. The palms spread open, the fingers spread. You observe without judgment the sensation, which sensation must just be a thought. In a way, we take this a clueless approach to the practice. We don't try to figure anything out. We just stay in this sensory, kinesthetic, non-judgmental mode. But now for a moment, it's not just a reach through the arms, but a reach from your center. Slide the shoulder blades down away from your ears a little bit. See if you can, without reaching harder or stronger, see if you can build a little bit of a connection through your middle, through your shoulders, out into your arms and fingers. A mild effort to get the fingernails and the thumbnails toward or actually touching the floor. Okay. All yoga cues are directional in nature. Now slowly turn your head to the right. Maintain this reach, especially through the left arm and the left thumb tip. Shoulder blade down. Now, if you feel a stretch somewhere, if you feel that stretching quality, you can observe it. You can enjoy it. But don't necessarily try to increase it. Why interfere with something that works? Let time be on your side. And then now rest in the shape. Keep the shape. You may decide to extend your legs out on the floor. Now, what's the thought? Whatever the thought is, whatever just crossed your mind, apply today's lesson to it. This thought about whatever does not mean anything. You don't even have to believe it. But nevertheless, you do it, you say it. That's how powerful this is. Now bring back that reach. Reach through your arms, your elbows, your hands, your fingers. Spread the palms, fingernails toward the floor. A little spiral out through the arms, the shoulder blades gliding down some. You may emphasize the right side a little bit now as you slowly turn your head through to the left. This lesson is so apropos to the Avita yoga practice. My thoughts about this shape, my thoughts about what's happening here in my body mean nothing. Can you feel how liberating that is? Diminish any effort, rest in the shape. So it says sometimes the thought might come up that evokes emotion. Oftentimes the shape, the Avita Yoga shape we do, can evoke an emotion. That's okay. Still, we can gently apply the idea for the day. What is an emotion but a physical response to a thought? And those emotions can be very helpful. We don't deny them, nor do we feed them. We gently observe them, apply the idea to them, and the ego will use the emotion to provoke separation and specialness. What better way? So as we discharge them a bit, we'll let the emotion lead us home. We just follow it in. Bring your head back to the center. Your arms down by your sides. Roll on to one side. Pause a moment. And when you're ready, push yourself up. Find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. An outer expression of today's idea. These thoughts do not mean anything. What a gift. Namaste.